What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the Locksmith. I'm your host, and I'm here to break down the Thursday night football game. We have the 3-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the 2-2 Atlanta Falcons. We'll go through some info, dig into some important stats, and then I'll break it down with my pick. Let's get into it. So starting us off, we have the Buccaneers opening as a 3-point dog. Um, they are now a 1.5 point dog with the Falcons as a 1.5 favorite. The over/under opened at 45.5, and that's down to 43.5. And then the Falcons are a -125 favorite, and the Bucks are a +105 dog. We're at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's going to be an 8:15 game. Retractable stadium. Don't think weather is going to play an issue here. It'll be about 76 degrees, 0% rain, and then 4% or 4 mile per hour winds. Sorry. The Bucks are bringing in about 75% of the bet slips on the spread, and then 84% of the money, so a 9-point differential. The Falcons are bringing in only 25% of the bets and 16% of the money on the spread. So both of these teams have their work cut out for them this Thursday. First off, Kirk Cousins is going to be up against plenty of zone defense, particularly cover three. The Bucks have been playing that at about 46.3%. He's been decent in this situation, ranking about 13th in the league per dropback. But Baker Mayfield on the other side, he's been on fire against cover three. He ranks second best in the league per dropback. The Falcons have been playing about 45% cover three, so I think Baker will take advantage here. Falcons' defense also gives Mayfield plenty of single high looks, which he's been excelling at. He's completing about nearly 75% of the passes, and he's going to his first read on 74.7% of those plays. Cousins struggles a bit more with a single high defense, completing just about 60% of his passes. Another thing to love, let's talk about the red zone. Tampa Bay's defense is strong here, allowing just 3.7 points per red zone drive, which ranks about 10th in the NFL. Falcons are struggling in the red zone, scoring just 3.3 points per drive, which is the fourth worst in the league. So you take an elite Tampa defense in the red zone with a subpar offense with the Atlanta Falcons as an advantage for the Bucks. When it comes to pressuring the quarterback, the Bucks are killing it. Last week, they pressured quarterbacks on 38% of pass attempts with a base front, fourth best in the NFL. And then the Falcons, on the other hand, have only succeeded about 31% of their pass attempts against the base front, which is tied for the third worst. Another key stat to take a look at, Tampa's road defense has been elite. They've only allowed 4.5 points per game on the road, which is the third best in the league. Meanwhile, the Falcons are averaging about 17.7 points at home, which is the 10th worst. They have gone against elite defenses like the Steelers. Again, I think we kind of know what the Falcons are at this point. They're still figuring out their offense. For right now, it's pretty safe to assume that 17.7 is pretty standard for them. Let's dig into some key matchups for this game. Both teams struggle to cover running backs in the passing game. Tampa Bay has allowed the third most targets and the second most receptions to running backs this season. And Atlanta's not far behind, allowing the fifth most targets and the sixth most receptions to running backs. It's going to be a big game for backs like Rachaad White and Bijan Robinson in the passing attack. Personally, if you're a fantasy owner, I would play them, especially Rachaad White. I know he's splitting the backfield with Bucky, but again, I do think this matchup does favor Rachaad over Bucky. When it comes to the wide receiver passing game, keep an eye on Chris Godwin for Tampa Bay. He's been the highest target rate against the single high defenses at 26.7%. And he's one of the top producers per route run against cover three. He's been awesome in fantasy. He's definitely been a league winner. I know I have him in a couple leagues, and I'm thankful for him. Liam Cohen at the beginning of the season said that he wasn't utilized correctly in the prior offense, and he made it a point that he was going to fix that. And what do you know? Chris Godwin's been absolutely elite. For Atlanta, we have Drake London. He's their go-to guy when it comes to single high defenses. He's at a 26.5% target rate, which is only 2 points shy of Chris Godwin. If I were making some anytime touchdown bets, those would probably be the two guys I'm looking at. Kirk Cousins, for some reason, has really liked Darnell Mooney. He's always liable to pop off, but then again, Darnell Mooney's not a guy I'm putting any of my money on, just straight up. For quarterbacks, both teams are vulnerable. The Bucks allow the fifth most pass completions and attempts, while Atlanta allows the fifth most completions. Here's the kicker. Both defenses are struggling to contain the quarterback on the ground. Atlanta allows the most rushing attempts and rushing yards to quarterbacks. And Tampa Bay is right behind, allowing the second most in both categories. The difference? Baker Mayfield's mobile, Kirk Cousins is not. Bucks have given up the most rushing touchdowns to quarterbacks this season, and that could open the door for some quarterback scrambles, potential rushing touchdowns. Again, maybe if you got Kirk on the goal line, but I'm not too concerned with Kirk Cousins rushing for a touchdown. I'm more concerned with Bijan Robinson. So key injuries to note. Just taking a look at the injury report as of the time of this recording, it looks like Mike Evans is limited in practice, but he's trending upwards. Graham Barton was a full participant, which is going to be huge to have him on the O-line. Kalijah Kancey is out. Jalen McMillan looks like he's going to be out with a hamstring. Trey Palmer is out with a concussion. He will not be waking up pissed off tomorrow. Antoine Winfield looks to be out as well. Tristan Wirfs was limited participation in practice, but it looks like he's trending upwards. Vita Vea has full participation in practice. So we're going to be missing a couple guys, but I think Tampa Bay will have a lot of main pieces of their unit. Falcons, Troy Anderson and Jace McClellan are out and questionable respectively. Ray was full participation. Caleb McGarry, full participation. And then Bijan Robinson was full participation. If Bijan was out, I think that would definitely cause some concern. But it looks like we're all good there. For my pick, I'm going with Tampa Bay plus 1.5. I'm going with the spread. Tampa Bay's ability to pressure non-mobile quarterback, coupled with their strong red zone defense, I think that gives them the upper hand in this game. Atlanta's defense is allowing too many completions, and both teams are struggling to contain the running backs in the passing game, which sets up well for Tampa's offense. My model projects Tampa Bay to win this one by 3 points, so I'm locking in the Bucks to cover the spread. It's a 4.5-point swing, so yeah, I have to hit that. That just about wraps it up for our first episode of the Locksmith. Thanks for joining, guys. I appreciate it. Good luck. We'll see you in the next episode, and then go Bucks.